Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Backroom Crew podcast. This is the last segment. Like I said before the break, I forgot the name of it, but pretty much it's the Goings On. I think it's the Goings On. That's pretty much where we go on and talk about some of the stuff that happened this week. This was pretty much the first week of August, and some of the popular things that I saw. Square Enix is going to extend the Final Fantasy 15's multiplayer beta, which is going to be a couple of more days added to it.
Wait, where do you see that?
I'm seeing this on comicbook.com. They're extending it from August 11th through the 13th for a couple more days. Tweet notes. They improve matchmaking. Do another test between the 11th and 13th. Didn't specifically say the time and date that it would end, though. You know, you can still get into it. You need certain requirements in order to get into it, though. It's available for the One and PS4. So that's something that's pretty cool. Other things that were going on. We had a big reveal as far as Pokemon with a new Lycanroc form. Wesley, did you see it?
I did, the Dawn form.
Yeah, Dusk.
Oh, Dusk.
Dusk form. Basically, it's connected with the anime where Ash's own Rockruff didn't choose between midday and midnight. And if you follow Pokemon, you know that midday, midnight forms, they evolve during certain times of the day. Ash's Rockruff evolved during the kind of twilight of the afternoon going into night. So he pretty much looks like a combination between the other two forms. Yeah, he's orange with green eyes. So pretty much that's what we're going to for that.
But you said that with the now 3 forms of that Pokemon, it does have enough stats to be somewhat viable, but it's not like you can't just use it as, your running gun or your tank. The
other 2 forms, they're not quite there with what they want to be. Yeah. It's like Midnight isn't quite a tank. The Midday isn't quite a speedy sweeper. And also their move pools kind of suffer because they're lacking certain moves that they could have. It's like the Midday form got an exclusive move with Accelerock, but the Midnight form, all he got was counter, which was kind of like you couldn't give him something a little better.
Yeah. I see. So you think that they're going to probably put a little more effort into this new form?
It's hard to say because they didn't put effort really in his design.
Yeah, true. They just kind of,
mash it up. Yeah, they just meshed things together and decided to make orange.
Every generic 90s intro scene ever is just two somethings.
It's like I've seen more creative DNA Digivolves that mesh together than this Pokemon.
Oh, God.
You
went to Digimon on them. Stop.
It's like you get you got DNA Digivolve to something that looks completely different.
Oh, man. That's rough.
But like I said, I'm excited for the game. Still, I still want it to come out and be pretty cool, but I'm holding my reserves to what they do.
Yes,
I love Pokemon, but I know how corporate people can be.
That's true, too. It's like the fans are just at this kind of hidden battle between the developers that's pushing them their drugs.
The fans are getting toxic.
Yeah.
The fans are getting, legit, hate on everything is lever. And I'm not hating on it. I'm just, I'm holding my reserves. I'm being reserved on it. And I'm just I don't want to get overly excited until it gets to a point where something looks extremely well done,
True.
Extremely good and extremely different. Because if I end up getting too overly excited, I'm gonna just be like, well, I put this on myself. I've got blue balls now. So, some other things that went on. The Flashpoint movie is going to get a release in 2020.
That's the animated?
No, that's the live action Flash movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
They're actually doing Flashpoint, and it may have Wonder Woman in it. From what they're what
current actress.
Yes,
as one. Okay.
Yes, as Wonder Woman, they may have her in it, which would be pretty cool if they did. I hope that they go the Flashpoint Paradox or the Flashpoint comic route, and then make Wonder Woman kind of like the way she is there.
Yeah, true.
That would be pretty cool, I think. Other things that we got going on, I believe Andre brought it up, was Mob Psycho 100 is going to get a season 2.
Studio Bones.
Which is weird because have they even finished One Punch season 2?
One Punch is also getting a season 2.
Well, I mean, that was like, what, a year or two ago?
Yeah, so it was to me, in my mind, both of them came out around the same time. It's like shortly after I finished One Punch, there was Mob Psycho kind of hiding there in the corner. Like a little emo kid, and I'm just like, what are you about? And he's like, he showed me a wonderful world.
He's like, hey, how you doing there, fella? You alright?
Where small children can obliterate entire buildings and then piece them back together.
Oh, shoot. You're pretty awesome. I'm gonna watch
dude.
it. I still gotta check it out. I've been like...
Oh my god, you haven't finished it yet?
Dude. You know what happened in July. Seriously.
Yeah, life happened in July.
Yeah. Life hit extremely hard in July. So, yeah, I haven't checked it out, but I'm going to binge through it, power through it probably in these next couple of afternoons or whatnot. Also, we've got, what was it? It was something else. Oh, yeah, the reveal for Domino happened this past week. Domino in the second Deadpool movie. It was, they said that Zazie Beetz, she's going to play as her. If you know, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Zazie Beetz, she was on Atlanta with Donald Glover.
Yeah. And
her look, the way that they do it, she's African American. They put her being basically having vitiligo or whatever, how you pronounce it. Vitiligo. Yeah, they put it around her eye, where usually she's supposed to be an albino with a black spot around her eye. Mm-hmm. They put it kind of like an opposite.
It's like they're really liking the idea of race inverting these comic characters.
Well, the thing is, it happens a lot in comics now where they race invert. And the argument can be made as on both spectrums. It can be made, why don't you just make new characters that are black that are interesting? And the other one can be, why are you basically trying to, I guess...
I can answer that. Because every time they try to do something new, the fans get into a freaking tizzy. See the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, we killed this guy, we're going to try to do something new. And everybody throws their baby bottles out on the ground and they start crying.
Well, no, you mean like new plot of land, just build something from the ground up.
Sometimes they go through and they actually make new characters that are black that are unique characters.
But if you want to talk about a cultural mythos, comic book characters are the American cultural mythos.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's like, why don't you just make a new Zeus? Why don't you just make a new Ares? You can't do that. You already have an Ares. You already have a Zeus. All you can do is change the tail.
Yeah, and like I said before, some people get upset because you basically, I guess, it's funny to say blackwash or yellowwash characters or whatever. It's funny to say that because it's like, well, I guess in turn you can't be a hypocrite about if they decide to turn
Yeah, like I can fuss about
You
it,
know.
but I'm fussing at like, for instance, turning Thor into a female. I'm fussing at it because Thor's always been a Nordic male god.
Right.
That's always been his thing. So I can understand it, but to me, it's more like you're fucking with lore that's older than this country. Stop it.
Right.
It's the same way like with Twilight and sparkly vampires. Vampires are pretty old, and even though our current modern interpretation of them is still a bastardization of the ancient stuff, it's like, do we really need to do like a slice of life drama where a kooky manic pixie lady moves in with Dracula and drives him constantly insane, but Dracula isn't going to bite her because she's really the only thing that makes him hold on to his humanity? Are we really going to get to that point?
I'm not quite sure. It's funny though.
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, but it's funny though.
But yeah, that was a couple of things that I saw this week. Also going into, we talked about Dark Tower's supposing like dismal bring in from the weekend or whatnot like that, which like we said before, go see it for yourselves, see what you think about it. We liked it. Hopefully it'll get more people to like it or whatnot like that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So Dre, anything that you noticed within the week that happened this last week for news as far as video games or anything like that?
Nothing that I would find particularly interesting. I know Matt McMuscles is doing a Bible Black Let's Play, and that is hilariously awkward. Like, if you just want to watch a man's soul die, because
Is he still doing it?
Yes, episode 2 just came out. We need to watch it. It's so bad.
That's hilarious.
Because every time something happens and he like pauses, and he like, you can feel him like, it's like an old person like just grabbing onto them, like they're bracing because they know they have to do this. It's like, I have to walk through this shit. Just get it over with. And then he just goes and he starts talking about yabos, and it's just hilarious. Let's see. Dreadnought went to open beta and it's still okay. Oh, hey, Mass Effect Andromeda Studio BioWare Montreal is going to be absorbed by EA Motive.
Yay, more stuff getting absorbed by EA.
Honestly, I think they need the support after what happened.
What? EA?
Mm-hmm.
No, but see, it's like,
and plus, with their
this is how it starts. You realize BioWare is literally on its last legs at this point. Because once EA starts merging them in there, it's eventually just going to subsume the entire company.
I mean, you say that, but then they do have a project that they're holding on to, and we all know that once it releases, it's going to either really hit the market hard, or it is going to be that destructive factor for them. Someone give me the name of the title that I'm referring to, please.
Anthem?
Yes, Anthem. And once that does release, which I'm really hoping, I mean, it just looks so amazing. We've seen it at E3. It looks awesome.
We saw a pre-rendered series of cutscenes at E3 with interactive VO.
It was gameplay, sir. It's what they're trying to do. But I did watch the video. No. I know. I watched the video.
Did you watch the one where they dubbed it over? With
the actual... it was
so
amazing. It was amazing. They got it to a T.
It's like, you don't... I shouldn't have to pre-order for RNG.
Yeah, don't worry about that enemy. He's just a bullet sponge. Just move on. It's like, oh, hi, yes.
Oh, that was super good.
God, I wish I had the name of that channel right now. I plugged them so hard. But
that's cool.
Yeah, that was crazy. Me now. Me.
I like Omega.
Yeah, I got something.
Oh, go ahead.
I got a bunch of stuff.
Oh, well, go ahead. What's something that came on this week that you noticed?
Well, I'm going to start off with this. Oklahoma, we love you. That tornado was rough. We know. Hang in there, buddies.
Nice.
HBO has their show The Deuce coming out soon. And from what I understand, it has elements of the porn industry. It has elements of prostitution, drug stuff, all set in, like, I believe the 80s. It was the 80s or it was like the 70s. It's like one of those. HBO is really killing it. They really are. They've been putting out some really good stuff. As you all are, like, watching Game of Thrones right now, because we're recording on a Sunday. And I'm mad that I'm not actually watching Game of Thrones right now because it's on right now and everybody's tweeting. Oh, wait. I gotta go back to trending. Oh, God. They were killing this. Thrones, y'all! It's trending right above instead of nudes send. Don't ask why. I don't know. And right under confess your unpopular opinion, which is lame. But what's really killing it though is Sharknado 5. Sharknado 5.
It's not on HBO.
It's trend. I know it's not on HBO. It's trending though. I'm just reading the trending list. But HBO does have that show Deuce coming out. Or The Deuce coming out. And that's going to be pretty good. They're also running their lineup with Game of Thrones. Grandma is a beast. A straight up beast in that show. From start to her eventual and unfortunate death. She's a beast. And other than that, I mean, Starz is trying to push Powers down your throat for the 800th time.
There's a lot of people that like Powers. So
not Powers. Power.
Oh, that's what I mean, Power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Power. A lot of people like Power. I'm not going to knock it.
Yeah.
It's not up my wheelhouse, but, you know.
I mean, it's a pretty decent show, I guess, but it's it feels like it wants to do what Empire did. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the same elements per se, but it feels like they want that.
I think Power actually been on longer than Empire, though, hasn't it?
You asking me to go back to time? I don't think so. I think Empire came out a little before Power.
Okay.
I think it was just a little before. But yeah, they're trying to hit the market hard because I guess their ratings aren't where they want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I would plug them if we were getting paid, but you know, it's like, nah, man, it's cool.
Oh yeah, sure.
And make sure you get that Starz app.
Something else I did forget about, and I guess I forgot about it because it was being brought to us by a market that we don't really, well, I guess a medium we don't really check out too much. Amazon is, they greenlighted a series, I think this is the official name, Black America, an alternate history series that's pretty much made by Aaron McGruger, where, well, he's one of the people involved in it, Aaron McGruger, and I've got to look at the other person in it. Will Packer. Yeah, Will Packer. And it's pretty much an alternate storytelling that if after the Civil War, black people were given reparations in the form of the states of Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana in order to pay them for the reparations of, you know, what happened to them.
Wait, this is for
Amazon.
So it's a pseudo history.
It's a alternate history telling of basically an America that is owned and run by black people.
I don't like that.
Pretty much a lot of people are saying it's a response to the HBO show that got greenlit called Confederate.
Yeah.
That's if the South won.
But see, that's dumb now
South
because
won.
You're fighting historical fact with fiction.
It's both fiction. Both of them fiction.
What's the Confederate one about?
Confederate one is about if the Confederate States had won the Civil War.
Oh, well, that's still
and slavery was still around.
I still think that's it because now you're just really what they're doing for their rating system now is that they're feeding on the racial tension. It's too early for a show or a series battle like that. Mm-hmm. It's way too close because now you're going to have everybody that's on one side, grouping together for this one show, and then it's going to start singling people out. Now, if you go into public, you're going to start talking about, if the blacks took over, and then somebody that's like, somebody that's not of that culture or of racial ethnicity will probably get a little pissed off at that. Mm-hmm. And then they'll refer to the Confederate story. And it'd be like, you're just it's literally adding kerosene to the raging bonfire right now.
Well, this show, Black America, was in development for a while. They've just been trying to get agreement.
Still. It doesn't matter how long it's been. It's still a very touchy topic. And I'm not saying that
it is.
I'm not saying that, going the risque route isn't the best route, because if you're a creator, create. But at the same time, it's like you gotta be careful.
Well, this is Aaron McGruder we're talking about here. We know that he's, with the Boondocks, Red Tails, he's very involved with, black people and black history and keeping people, learning about the way that people develop this stuff, racial tensions. He's almost like the new age Spike Lee, but with a little more satire.
And I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
But what I have a hard time appreciating is the fact that you're not wise enough to understand how that could be detrimental to the cause. Mm? You get what I mean? It's like if you're looking for a society where people are looking at me here as an African American as an equal in the society, why are you gonna make fun of the situation, or to make something so blatant and not not helpful?
Here's the synopsis of it
to the situation. I mean,
here's the synopsis of it. New Colonia has been at peace with the United States for 20 years following the 150 years of fighting. But their newfound accord is endangered by an economic role reversal. The new country has emerged as a new global power as America slides into decline. So they're saying it's been at peace for 20 years following 150 years of fighting. So I'm guessing this made from what they're saying is the Civil War continued on for 150 years. They're saying that it continued on. I'm guessing they're saying it continued on for that extended amount of time. And then they've been at peace. They said, okay, all of the African Americans head down to these 3 states. That's where you'll get your reparations, your land or whatnot, and you can make your own country. Kind of almost like what they tried to do when they tried to send Africans back to Africa.
That was funny.
To start their own country.
That was hilarious. Oh, man.
Yeah, but it seems like this one is working a lot better because they're rising up as an economic power.
Well, it's like somebody's late night sweaty dream of a movie. It feels like there's something like I'm not even going to say fever dream, because at a fever dream, it's something that it's just, oh God, I'm about to die, but this is the best dream ever. Now I'm talking about something where somebody was just, oh God, I got to figure out what to write next. Oh boy, this is about to be hype. And it just doesn't feel like it caters to any group. It doesn't seem like, just for right now, from reading that and for what that is supposed to be being put out or whatever, it doesn't feel like when it comes out that it's going to be appreciated. Because it's just going to be something that is just going to conflict with what we want to see happen. We want people to respect us, but if we keep making fun of situations and we keep talking about this is what we want to see how, or this is what could have been, or blah, 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 it doesn't add anything to the current fight for equality.
Going by a historical background, going by my perspective between this and the series Confederate. Now, thinking about the series Confederate at a historical point of view, not a personal point of view, because I have my own personal reservations about a show like that and know what it could do to a person's psyche or how you would feel about it. But going for how both of them would present to me, having a historical background, I feel like they could actually teach something to the American people. They could actually be like a teaching for the American people or whatnot like that. Because I'm sure they're not going to show like these utopias of where everything is perfect going on or whatnot like that. They're going to show that, okay, you got what you wanted. You got a separate state from the United States of America. And this is in both shows. Yeah. You got a separate state, separate like own country from the United States of America. You got your reparations, or you got your country that you wanted. It follows the rules that you wanted to do. Now what are you going to do?
But see, this also doesn't follow the Confederacy like how we're thinking about, or how most people probably think about. See, when people think about the Confederacy, they're talking about the whole, everybody's marching in the street, KKK's right behind them, blah, blah, blah.
This is going to be a world where Confederate's going to be a world where it's actually still slavery going on.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, but at the same time, that omits everything that happened with the fight for civil rights completely. That just means that it carried on. The same rules of slavery carried on to the modern day.
It's, like I said, it's an alternate history, an alternate story.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get that.
And here's the thing. Even though it's going to show, like, slavery's still around or whatever like that, wherever there's oppressed people, there's always going to be people that stand up and try to go against them.
But see, that same thing is what adds that same feel. It's like, yeah, somebody is eventually going to rise up, and that's what happened for that. Well, not technically, not for the Confederacy. That was just civil, I can't even get into it all the way. But as a slave nation, it's still going to have those same tropes where you're going to have a few episodes where you just see black people getting whipped and hung for stupid stuff. I mean, that's the only thing. And you can't justify it and say that, oh yeah, we'll probably have some white characters run around and probably end up getting, taught a lesson in there too as well. It's still just going to be an excuse, rather, to continue to show the same thing that we've been shown for the past 50 plus years of cinema and entertainment, where every movie that black people have been in that pertained to slavery under a Confederacy, it's just going to be the same. It's not going to be much of a difference except for the fact that they may be walking around with a smartphone or something. Mm-hmm. The same thing for the African American show or the black show or whatever, where they're going to be saying that the black people were given reparation for slavery. It's just the same thing like the project. You think about it. I mean, yeah, it may be peace.
Not necessarily.
Think about how the war on drugs had affected that.
Here's the thing. With the new colonia, the black nation or whatever, with Black America, there was a lot of things that happened after slavery, after the emancipation, that shaped the way that black people felt about each other, thought about each other, the way that the black community interacted with each other. Remember, in the early like 1800s, 1900s or whatever, you had places like Black Wall Street. You've had Black Wall Streets in Kansas. I believe it was one in Florida. In other places around the country.
We're saying Black Wall Street, but...
Well, it was considered Black Wall Street because it was a place of economic growth for the black community. It was a place that black people pretty much were self-sufficient with, their own things, markets, shops, everything. They had togetherness with that. But you have a lot of things, and I could go on about this as far as like the way that a lot of corrupt people made the black communities by bringing in things like bringing in drugs, bringing in, that stigma of they have more than you. Why do you have less than them? Jealousy amongst each other. Bringing in things that, you're
the constant house niggas, field nigga dichotomy.
Light skin,
the illusion of the rich and the wealthy.
Rich and the wealthy, light skinned, dark skinned black people or whatnot like that. Bring in that whole stigma of that. And with this type of show, you wouldn't have that because slavery may have done a lot, but it was everything after slavery that did even more. Jim Crow probably did a lot more than what slavery ever could. To the black community, anyway.
But that's just God,
but
it sounds like it's just a justification.
But this show is going to be discussing with historians, like Black America is going to be talking with historians on how certain things would be. More than likely, historians, if I know what they're going to do, they're going to look at these communities that were set up after the emancipation, after 14th Amendment. They're going to look at these communities, see how they would do, and then progress them to now. See how they would do now, It's not going to have...
So how are they going to edit Central Park out of New York City? How are they going to edit Central Park out of New York City?
Well, that's a part of America. Remember, this is based on 3 states in the South.
Oh, okay.
This is based on Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana.
Oh, okay. I'll swear. But I really wanted to see how they're going to try to do that one because everybody likes Central Park, right? Nothing wrong with Central Park, right? Everything's great at Central. No? No takers?
I'm not even doing that. But what I am going to say is that, let them come out with it, but I just really feel like it's...
Well, you know what? Now is probably a better time than ever where everybody's feelings are hurt. Because, if you've got freaking nationalists, we fought, I believe we fought, for everybody who's patriotic, I believe we fought a war and invaded foreign countries to kill National Socialists. And now we have National Socialists in this country. It's like, we might as well have not bothered.
So, best thing I can say about it is watch both shows.
God, man, come on.
I'm going to watch to see the perspective.
It's going to hurt me.
Believe me, it's going to hurt me too. It's like, on one end, my black side is going to be like, F this show, Rosewood, go out and punch anyone that's of that color. And the other show is going to be like, Black Power, yes, righteous, my dude, yeah. But you have to approach this at a medium stand ground. It's like you can't hate one and like the other because when you think about it, they're both doing the same thing, just doing it at different polar opposites or whatever.
And I feel like that's just another way to get numbers. I really do.
It is,
and it's just. Man,
it is.
We're going to be talking about this forever.
Yeah. And right now we're almost at 2 hours long. So.
Yeah. All right, so anyway, my news is that Skinamax isn't doing anything else. And Stars, they had their thing with Powers, and that was basically it.
Skinamax. Okay. Okay. If that's it, I'm going to go ahead and call it. All right. So this has been the Backroom Crew podcast. If you liked our podcast today, make sure to check us out at YouTube. Well, check us out on our Facebook at Backroom Crew 1.
Just pick one up.
Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter at the Backroom Crew. And more likely this will be on, the BRC guys. We're still working on getting an actual podcast streaming service with this, so be on the lookout for that.
And also, send us some comments. Tell us what you think.
Yes. Don't forget to smack the like button.
And also hit the little bell.
For the notifications and all that stuff. And drop a comment if how you feel about some of the stuff that was discussed today. Let us know what you think about it. So this has been D. Bernicus.
This has been the Westmeister.
Oh, we have code names now?
I don't know.
This is the darkness that is Andre.
The blackest of the blackest soul.
May the everlasting elder gods devour the light that is your soul.
Oh god, okay, you take it too far.
I don't know. I didn't know we were doing this. I'm okay with it though.
And we'll see you guys next time. Remember, show some class, act like you've been sold before.
Peace.
Later.